secure a spot in Europe, losing home games isn't a good way to go about it. And that was the case Friday versus Manchester City. Former Manchester United teammates Peter Schmeichel and Teddy Sheringham having a chat in the tunnel, and there's Casey Keller behind Sheringham, the keeper for Tottenham, American international, onto the pitch at White Hart Lane. And Man City have not beaten the Spurs since the EPL started 11 years ago. 9 seconds in, though, it looks good. Ledley King with the giveaway, and Nicolas Anelka with the free strike, and just outside the left side post behind keeper Keller. Tottenham manager Glenn Hoddle concerned, and he should be. 132 seconds later, Man City scores. David Sommet with the header. That's his first goal of the season, and the first goal for Man City in almost 5 hours of play. Sommet left unmarked with the header. Ali Benarbia with the service, and City with the 1-0 lead after 2 minutes of play. 10th minute, Spurs with the chance. Sheringham from well out, and Schmeichel had that one rather easily. At the other end, Sean Wright Phillips cutting across midfield and then strikes, and Keller with the save, diving to his left. I have to put my hand up there to make sure, but look at that save. Good range of motion by Keller. That is awesome as he comes up big in the 19th. Man City had the run of the game in the first half. Anelka down the right side. Keller makes the initial save. The rebound goes right back to Anelka, to Robbie Fowler, then Joey Barton. 2-0 for Man City. Barton with his first goal in the EPL in just his third appearance on really what was a breakdown defensively for Tottenham. Barton with the strike that hits Fowler on the way in. It's 2-0 after 20. Glenn Hoddle not liking it. Look at Casey Keller. He was not happy either. Second half, here's the Spurs. Gus Poyet hanging back, then cracks it from close range. Schmeichel with another save. It's Keane, the pass to Poyet, and a nice save by Schmeichel, who did announce that he's retiring at the end of this season. It's still 2-0. Man City in the 64th. Robbie Fowler with some space, the right footer. Another nice save by Casey Keller. Spurs still looking for their first. It's the long ball here for Robbie Keane. Schmeichel is ready for it. He stopped them all. Man City win away versus Tottenham. The first time City has beaten the Spurs in the EPL. The Spurs, who have never finished higher than 7th.
Playing Blackburn Rovers. Beckham's back in the side, and he finds the deadliest finisher in football, Ruud van Nistelrooy. 38 goals on the season, 21 in the Premier League. Quite outstanding. But then Barthez flaps. Barthez misses.
Where Middlesbrough have an impressive home record, and Arsenal defender Sol Campbell is happy to be in action after his second red last week. Borrow free kick taken by Juninho. That woke up the fans as Malcolm Christie's header was not far off its mark, and he knew it was close to an opening goal. Arsenal stepped up their play in the second half. Less than 3 minutes after the restart, Henry goes to work, feeds French teammate Sylvain Wiltord. He sends in a low shot inside Mark Schwarzer's post. 1-0 Gunners as Arsenal fans celebrate, and Wenger not looking convinced just yet. Then Freddie Ljungberg begins a run through the middle. Sends it over to Wiltord, but this time he will miss his mark, just sending it wide. But it wasn't all Arsenal in the late stages. Colin Cooper with a long ball. He'll be headed back in front by Gareth Southgate to Juninho. The powerful volley from the Brazilian, but it flies over Stuart Taylor's crossbar. 8 minutes from time, Arsenal set up for the free kick. Pires bypasses the ball, and Henry curls in the second of the game. Trademark free kick, top right-hand corner. 2-0 Arsenal. Henry can play those beautifully, as it's another big 3 points for the English champs.
I think the team gave a great response, not only with the result, but with the attitude and the determination and the togetherness they've given today. The right response to our fans, and I think our fans will go home reassured and happy, and they'll have a good Easter, because they will be convinced we will give our best until the end to fight for the title.
Those last game that we're going to play now is all going to be about commitment and desire, no matter now passing game or skills or pace or whatever. Now is mentality and commitment and desire, and the team who's going to have that till the end, I think, will win it.
Manchester United boss Alex Ferguson issuing stern denials on Sunday that David Beckham and Ryan Giggs are leaving. Rumors have been running wild that Becks is off to Real Madrid. Giggs will be heading to Inter Milan next season, but Fergie says, nah. Technical term. Saturday, the Red Devils facing the Blackburn Rovers, looking to maintain their lead atop the Premiership. And out of the tunnel they come, Sir Alex Ferguson likely telling his boys, hey, fill the net if you get the chance. We've got to make up that goal differential. So with Man U controlling the play, they get one. Reinserted David Beckham back into the lineup, and he'll get the ball in the right. One of his textbook lobs in the box. Ruud van Nistelrooy on the other end heads it home, and they're on their feet at Old Trafford with the score 1-0 after 20 minutes. That's Ruud's 38th of the season, 20th in the Prem. 4 minutes later, though, the plucky Rovers draw one back. David Dunn's free kick. Henningberg at the back loops a header over Barthez, who was slammed on the play. 1-1 through 24. Man U looking to take the lead. Some great individual play here by Van Nistelrooy. Sheds two markers, gets the shot away, but Brad Friedel there to make the save. Red Devils do get the lead back in the 42nd. Phil Neville in for the injured John O'Shea. Shows some speed, crosses in front. The ball goes off a Blackburn defender right to Paul Scholes. And what does Scholes do? He scores goals. 2-1 United at the restart. Blackburn with a chance to tie once again in the second half. Lopez Felipe Ricardo taking down Andy Cole in the box. And Cole knows what that means. Ricardo in for Barthez, who didn't return. Goes from 0 to hero with the penalty kick. Great save as he palms David Dunn's PK to keep it at 2-1. That gave the boys in red a lift. 61st minute, Ryan Giggs robs Cole of the ball, then sets Van Nistelrooy flying into the box, pulls it back for Scholes. And what does Scholes do? He scores goals. Once again, 100 goals for Scholes, gives United the 3-1 lead, and that is how it stays.
We're playing a very good team today, and you see their form away from home this season, and you're absolutely spot on. It's a major result for us, and very good, terrific football by one. But I thought the whole game was a game of attacking, and we should have scored more goals.
I think what we can point to is the penalty incident. I think if it had happened at the other end, Brad would have walked. Obviously, not scoring the penalty after that. If we had done, the momentum would have been with us. Instead, you know, our heads go down for that period, and then they get another lift from it.
It's just going to go to the wire. I think it's great. It's great interest for everybody except the two teams. But nonetheless, we're loving it.
While the chances of a Premiership title are all but over for Newcastle, Sir Bobby Robson has challenged his side to pick up some more wins and vie for their place in the Champions League. Newcastle played at Fulham, still sitting in third and knowing that 10 of the last 15 points available to them will clinch a top 4 finish. Newcastle opened the scoring at Loftus Road 39th. Alan Shearer scores his first ever goal against Fulham. Viana sent the ball in and Mike Taylor couldn't stop it. 1-0. Magpies down to 10 men in the 63rd thanks to Boa Morte, and in the 68th, Fulham equalized. Sylvan Legwinski stuns Newcastle with a drive from 30 yards out. The ball with some help from the post. Shea Given beaten. Anyway, that goal, their first in more than 6 hours of play, and Fulham would not deny their supporters. Lee Clark with the game winner in the 85th. Fulham manager Chris Coleman had to be pleased with the end result in his debut as manager. Everton at home to Liverpool, and David Moyes will watch his side trail after 30 minutes. Michael Owen does the damage here. Owen beats out Yobu to score his 24th of the season. First from open play in his 10th derby, just squeezing it past Richard Wright. 1-0 Reds. 58th, Jamie Carragher with the challenge on Gary Naismith. No play for the ball here, and Carragher knew it. David Unsworth will convert from the spot, beating Dudek, and it's a 1-1 game. Liverpool back on the attack. 64th, Danny Murphy scores his 12th of the season, and what a goal that was. It goes in off Wright's left-hand post. 2-1 Liverpool. Everton were reduced to 10 men and couldn't find the equalizer. 2-1 the final as Murphy wins it for the Reds.
Yeah, especially in what it means, because obviously it was a big win for us today. You know, all we've got left is for us to play for the Champions League place, and a win today was imperative, and we had to make sure we did that. It was a bit of a scrappy game, to be honest. Didn't play great football, but we've got the result, and at this stage of the season, that's what matters. But on a personal level, yeah, great to score. It was a nice goal.
An important win for the fans, important win for the club, and also an important win because we know what we want to achieve until the end of the season. We've beaten a good team, a great side. I mean, I understand their level in the Premiership because they put a lot of effort in their game, and they've got some good strikers. So credit to my players.
At Villa Park, Chelsea visiting, and 10 minutes in, close to the 40,000 were on their feet. Marcus Alback scores his second of the season with the volley past Carlo Curucini. 1-0 Villains. With 12 minutes to go, it was Alback who made sure it would be a victory for them as he wins the challenge against Desai, scoring from close range. 2-0 Aston Villa, second goal from the Swedish international. Chelsea would get a last-minute consolation effort from their best player on the day. That would be John Terry. Chelsea's hopes of a Champions League spot extremely dim now. 2-1 the final as Chelsea's run of 4 in a row is over.
I've been saying it all of the season. We've been so inconsistent. We've shown flashes of that play in various games earlier in the season, but it's rarely we've put it together for the 90 minutes, and we did today, and we looked a fair team.
West Ham United fighting for their Premiership lives this weekend, taking on Bolton. Now a win would move the Hammers out of the drop zone and level with the Wanderers, but a loss moves them inches closer to nationwide play next year. We picked this one up, already underway. Bolton with a chance to open it up off the corner. Campbell's header gets back to J.J. Okocha, but he sends a screamer into the cheap seats. Okocha talking to himself about that one. Chance for West Ham a little later. Canute sent in on his own. If Okocha's shot was a screamer, this is a whisper. Harmlessly rolls wide. The more Bolton opportunities, and again, it's Okocha. Nice shake and bake on the defense. Freezes and gets it to go. Does better with this effort. Gets the post, and David James gets a touch on it. Still at 0. Now, Okocha does get the goal that gives them the lead in the 37th. Space unleashes the monster. Wanderers up 1-0. Late in the contest, things take a turn for the rough. Ian Pearce showing his frustration, taking down Pierre's Andre in a non-professional way. That results in a small dust-up, but cooler heads prevail, as does Bolton. A 1-0 win over West Ham. They're now back in relegation trouble.
There was no lack of spirit and desire and will to win. You know, we carried the game as much as we could to Bolton and did everything we could. Unfortunately, when our few chances came, we didn't test the goalkeeper, and you know, that's disappointing.
West Brom and Sunderland. West Brom in the green and yellow, and first goal of the contest comes in the 38th. Neil Clement's cross results in a Sunderland collision. Matt Poom comes out to field it. Keystone Cup fashion, leaving Derek McInnes alone. He puts the ball in, and it's 1-0 Bromwich. They're back for another 3 minutes later. Jason Kumas with the free kick. Poom does well to get a foot on it, but McInnes races in and slides into the net with the ball, and it is 2-0 Baggies at the restart. Mick McCarthy's crew do draw one back in the second half. Sean Thornton's blast handcuffs Russell Holt, leaving the ball for Marcus Stewart, who promptly puts away the trash to make it 2-1, but that was it. And it was too much for some to bear. West Brom over Sunderland by a score of 2-1. It's an emotional time of year.